We're on the PEP Radio Newsroom. This is the daily news for June 25th, 2026. These are the stories we are covering at this hour. Snap sued over rape of minor who connected to adult attacker on Snapchat. The parents of a girl who was raped when she was 12 years old by an adult stranger she met on Snapchat have sued its parent company, Snap, and the attacker in Missouri State Court. The lawsuit filed Wednesday claims the social media company has refused to disable dangerous features in its app or warn parents about potential harms it may cause. According to the lawsuit, the girl began using Snapchat in 2021 when she was 11 without her parents' knowledge. While the app requires users to be 13 to sign up, the lawsuit says the girl does not remember what birth date she entered and that children knew they could easily bypass the minimum age requirement. About a year after she began using Snapchat, the lawsuit says, the app recommended her and teen girls from a nearby high school as friends to defendant Gabrielle Joel Valentin-Rios, an adult who had no real-life connections to them. It did not warn the children that connecting to strangers might be dangerous. After the girl and Valentin-Rios connected, Valentin-Rios began sending her unsolicited nude photographs, the lawsuit says. The girl did not want these photographs and at first did not reciprocate. But Snapchat's product design made it impossible for her to avoid such explicit content, it says. As part of its Snap Maps feature, the app also provided Valentin-Rios with the girl's home address without her knowledge, according to the lawsuit. Valentin-Rios then groomed the girl, convincing her that he was a 17-year-old local high school boy, not a 25-year-old man. Eventually, he got her to meet him in person and raped her. Valentin-Rios pleaded guilty to statutory rape and is currently serving an 18-year prison sentence in Missouri. The lawsuit claims Snapchat knew that Valentin-Rios had multiple accounts, even though it's against the app's policies, including one that he used to lure teen girls. Turning to news from South Dakota, a South Dakota incumbent Republican lawmaker is facing felony election fraud counts. An incumbent South Dakota legislative leader is facing actually 2 felony counts, accused of falsifying signatures to put candidates forward for state Republican Party positions without them knowing. Republican State Senator Thomas Pitschke of Del Rapids represents a deep red district outside Sioux Falls and is seeking a 3rd term in November. He faces 2 felony counts of knowingly submitting a falsified or forged document. Pitschke turned himself in to the Minnehaha County Jail on Tuesday and was released on a promise to appear for all future court dates, the sheriff's office said. An initial hearing is set for July 7th. Pitschke has agreed to step away from his duties in the party, including serving on the executive board of the Minnehaha County Republicans, as the case plays out, said Jim Eschenbaum, chair of the South Dakota Republican Party. And finally, this news from Pennsylvania. President Trump heads to the Battleground state of Pennsylvania, but keeps focus on himself ahead of the midterm elections. President Donald Trump visited a Mack Trucks facility in Battleground, Pennsylvania on Tuesday, attempting to shift attention to the U.S. economy in his first major public event outside the nation's capital since he signed an interim agreement to end the war in Iran. The trip to Mukunji in the Allentown suburbs came as Trump works to put the conflict and the higher gasoline prices it caused in the rearview mirror as the November midterm elections draw closer. Trump had a private tour of the facility, but his speech often felt more like a re-election rally from 2 years ago than an effort to promote his second-term accomplishments. The president listed long-standing political grievances and made only passing mentions of promoting Republicans ahead of Election Day, while spending more time bragging about the UFC fight he staged on the White House lawn in honor of his own 80th birthday than he did the economy. At one point, Trump even called UFC fighters Bo Nickel and Anthony Cassar to the stage and mused about whether he could beat either one of them in a wrestling match if he were to, quote, work out for the next couple of months, end quote. Well, perhaps he can, down at the good old Lincoln Reflecting Memorial Pond. The pool, the swamp, whatever. That's the news at this hour. The PEP Radio YouTube channel has news updates throughout the day. Be sure to subscribe to keep informed. PEP Radio is available on the Live 365 app, the PEP Radio page at paequality.com, Roku, Alexa, and wherever you find streaming radio. Up next, we have the Meadville area weather forecast here on PEP Radio.